at it again at our 2019 Africa Day special. We're joined here at City Hall in Houston, Texas, right on Bagby Street. And today we are celebrating Africa Day again, joined by Mayor Sylvester Turner and a plethora amount of guests. Join me as we go inside, see beautiful art, beautiful performances, and great food. So stay tuned.
Wow, what an entrance. Y'all give it up for Tosin Paul on Rhythm Africa. We'll be seeing them a little bit later on today. Hello, everyone. My name is Marvin Agamagu, and I'm honored to welcome everyone to the 3rd Annual Africa Day celebration here in the city of Houston. I want to take a moment to recognize Andy Icken, the Chief Development Officer for the City of Houston, and Chris Olson, the Director for the Mayor's Office of Trade and International Affairs, for hosting and supporting this event for us today. Please give them a round of applause. I would also like to recognize all elected officials present here this evening with us. I believe I saw Council Member Martha Castex Tatum. Y'all give it up for her here, Council Member. And Council Member Knox. Do I see him? Y'all give it up for Council Member Knox. And any other elected officials that I did not recognize? I know we have a representative from Commissioner Ellis. Yeah. So y'all giving up to battle. And Sheila Jackson Lees, we have 2 representatives from there. Y'all give it up for them as well. And of course, I would like to recognize the Mayor of the City of Houston, Sylvester Turner. Thank you for joining us, Mayor. So Africa Day is the annual commemoration of the foundation of the Organization of African Unity, which began on May 25th, 1963, and it is celebrated in various countries on the African continent as well as around the world. So my parents migrated from the African country of Nigeria to America nearly 40 years ago, and as a result, just like many of you here, it gave me an opportunity to experience 2 different cultures to benefit from the best of both worlds from those countries. So this event has a special place in my heart because as a first-generation American, I am rejoicing the fact that Mayor Turner administration is recognizing and celebrating Africa Day here in the city of Houston, and also for prioritizing and putting in place multiple initiatives to create a special bond between Houston and Africa. Mayor Turner also has dedicated staff to foster the relationship between Houston and the African continent, with one of those individuals being our very own brother from the Mayor's Office of Trade and International Affairs, Mr. Mazda Dennon. Y'all give him a round of applause. So please help me in welcoming Mr. Dennon to the stage. Mazda.
Well, I don't need to tell you that I'm from Africa, right? Because you can tell the way I speak, right? But let me begin by thanking my brother Marvin, and I've seen my 2 bosses, Andy Icken, the Chief Development Officer, and Chris Olson, my director, and I've right over there. Thank you. And I also have the director of the Houston Airport System, Mario Diaz, with us tonight. and a few of my colleagues are Paul, Nikkei, from the Mayor's Office of Trade and International Affairs. And let me also thank all the host committee. We have Linda, Tony, Dr. Baptiste. You have somewhere here? Okay, I have Linda right here. But they have done a tremendous job to put all this together. And also, all our sponsors, because they have done a great job, and all the food that we have over there, the vendors, they provide food for free. So please, whenever you get a chance, just go over there and taste the food. It's Africa, and we call it Taste of Africa, so you enjoy it. So as Africans, right, we must be proud of ourselves today. Not just because we are beautiful people with a proud heritage, but also because year after year, we come together to celebrate our unity, the unity of our continent. I say unity because that's what the message was on the first Africa Day 56 years ago. My Africa is not what it was 56 years ago. Today, as African, we celebrate a bright future, not only the future of our continent, but also the future of the world. And because the future is Africa. I would like to introduce a man that believes in that future, Mayor Sylvester Turner. Thank you. Mayor Turner is the champion of diversity. He's a man of courage. And let me tell you that it takes courage to be the mayor of the most diverse city in the U.S. It takes courage to be born and raised in the Acres home and become the mayor of the fourth largest city in the country.
4 more years. That's all I want, 4 more years. November 5th.
Mayor Turner serves this city with compassion and works every single day to lift every voice in Houston. It doesn't matter if you come from Africa, Europe, Asia, or anywhere else. This is home. As he always says, in Houston, if you can dream, you can do it. And his life is a testament to that philosophy. So ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome and make some big noise as we welcome our host for this evening, Mayor Sylvester Turner.
Glasses too. Look, while they get those papers in line. Look, let me just say good evening to every one of you, and good evening, everyone. Look, this is an exciting day, and this is the third year. We started Africa Day in 2017, and now we're here in the third year. I want to give a lot of credit to this guy right here. I want to Mazda. Mazda's just done an exceptional job. Please give it up to Mazda Dinner. I want to thank him for giving leadership, and then I want to thank Marvin. Where's Marvin? Where did Marvin go? Oh, there's back. He's the diplomat. Let me acknowledge Marvin, who is now working over there at the airport system with Mario Diaz. But I certainly want to thank Marvin for his work. He's been here at the city as an intern and now as a full-time employee with the city of Houston. So please give it up to Marvin from Nigeria. And look, to the elected officials that are here, there are 2 council members, Councilmember Martha Castek Tatum and Councilmember Mike Knox. Thank you all for being here and joining in on this celebration. To all the department heads that are here, every single one of them, let me acknowledge every single one of them. To Chris Olson, to his office, I want to acknowledge the staff, that's working in our International Affairs Division. And then, of course, we have been greeted by the Congresswoman of the 18th Congressional District. Please give it up to Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. Look, this is we say that we are an international city, and we are. And one of the reasons why we're an international city is because of all of you who are here and those who are not here. I could not be more proud than to be hosting this particular event at City Hall in the Legacy Room. So thank you all for this, just for coming and for joining in this incredible celebration. Look, and I too want to thank all of the sponsors here tonight for supporting this great event. We couldn't do it without the sponsors, and so let me thank you. And then without your support, this event cannot be possible. And please, again, give a round of applause to all of the sponsors that are making this event possible. And then I want to thank the amazing artists that we have from Africa. And we have some amazing, amazing artists. Whether we are looking at the portraits, whether we're looking at the sculpture, whether we're talking about dance, music, you name it. I think the soul of our world, and certainly the soul of Africa, the soul of this country, comes directly from the heart and soul of Africa itself. So I want to thank all of our African artists who are here and participating. I want to thank those who are providing the food at no cost. I certainly want to thank them for their support. Give them a hand for just their strong participation. This is the third annual Africa Day celebration here at City Hall, and I'm pleased to be here with you all to celebrate the ties between Africa and the city of Houston. Africa's future is bright, there's no question about that, and it has the fastest growing population of any continent and the second fastest growing economy. And by 2034, Africa is expected to have the world's largest working age population of 1.1 billion people, and there are certainly going to be a lot of opportunities for them. The continent of Africa has a third of the planet's mineral resources, 10% of the world's oil reserves, and produces nearly 70% of the global diamond trade. And countries like Nigeria, Angola, Libya, and Algeria are global leaders in the oil export market. It just makes a whole lot of sense for the energy capital of the world right here in the city of Houston to be connected to Africa and all of the countries in Africa. It just makes good sense. And countries like Egypt, South Africa, and Morocco have diversified their economies and increased their GDP. And countries like Kenya, Tanzania, Ghana, and Cameroon are in the process of rapidly transitioning from an agricultural economy to manufacturing and service-based economies. In addition to all of this, Nollywood is now ranked as the second largest film industry in the world, valued at over $3 billion. Give it up to Nollywood. And when I'm done being mayor, I'm looking for a role. So I'm already auditioning for it. Houston enjoys flourishing relationships with many countries within the continent of Africa, and encouraging trade and cultural exchanges with Africa is increasingly vital. As Africa grows, we in Houston will ensure that our relationships with this rich and diverse continent will continue to grow as well. And Houston is Africa's largest U.S. trade partner, and Houston is home to a large number of African immigrants. From 2009 to 2018, trade between Houston and Africa averaged $16 billion annually. 10 African countries have a consular corps presence in Houston. Houston has the largest Nigerian population in the United States, right here in the city of Houston. And that's why we must have a Nigerian consulate here in Houston, and I'm working with the government on both sides to establish a consular representation. And I know if there's any person in Congress that can help to bring that consular corps to the city of Houston, it would be none other than the African sister, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. In closing, let me thank you all for attending this event. I hope you will have a wonderful time. This is the third, but it won't be the last. And quite frankly, it shouldn't just be the third. It should have been the 20th and the 30th and the 40th. And the reality is you cannot say that you're an international global city if you do not celebrate people that come from all over the world. And you can't do it without talking about Africa and including it right in the center of things. What I will say to you, as long as I am mayor, we're going to stop and appreciate, because the reality is that a person, when we talk about immigration and refugees, when that's in the national and the federal discourse, there are some of us who came here and we didn't come here voluntarily. Some of us are refugees and immigrants, but we were brought here against our will. But regardless of whether we came voluntarily or involuntarily, we all have to remember from whence we have come. We didn't originate or start here. Our roots lie deep in Africa. And in order to know where you're going, you have to know from whence you have come. And you have to embrace your history. It didn't just start right here. It didn't start right here. And so in order to embrace and be 100% of who you are, you have to recognize where you began. And so I could not be more proud than to host this particular event, and there will be more and more to come. Now, before I go any other, let me take this privilege. I know the Congresswoman is here, and I know she is constantly on the go and constantly moving. So let me just bring her up now to make some remarks before we move forward. So, Congresswoman.
What a pleasure to be able to join the mayor of not only the fourth largest city in the nation, soon to be the third, but one who understands that Africa is king and queen, and all of the countries that have come are truly representative of a great continent and great nations. Thank you, Mayor, for hosting, as you said, this third annual Africa Day. Many friends are in the room. And I thank them so very much for their contributions to making this great city a destination and a place that is loved to live in by people from the many, many countries throughout Africa. Let me say that yesterday in the Judiciary Committee, very glad to say that we voted on and passed out, and it will go to the floor and pass, temporary protective status and extension of the DED for Liberians, temporary protective status for those who've come from Guinea and Sierra Leone. And so we are doing things in the United States Congress to be able to impact the continent, but we're also, as members of Congress, working to continue to engage in trade, diplomacy, and relationships. And we have a different voice than you might have heard. We in the United States Congress, the Democratic majority with Nancy Pelosi, joined with this great mayor to say that we want to work together, build together, and grow together. I welcome the fact that I am your sister, he is your brother. We are forever connected, and we will not have it broken, for we are family. God bless all of you, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you, Mayor, very much. Thank you.
Thank you. I do also want to acknowledge the Honorary Consulate Namibia, who's here. Thank you for being here as well. And so let me do this. I'm not going to read this proclamation in full. Are the council members still here? If the council members are still here, why don't you come around? And Congresswoman, if you'll come back, if you will, just for a moment. The council, if you're, come on, the Council General, just right here. And on this side, yeah. Yeah, why don't you?
It's a pleasure to see you.
It says, whereas, and then Mazda and Chris, why don't you come? Chris Olson. And the whole team.
Mario's watching.
Okay. Paul.
Andy.
Get up in front. Andy, where's Andy?
I'll stand one step behind.
Okay.
Mario is right there.
Mario's here, okay. My department head. Okay, whereas Houston has been enriched by the presence and contribution of its citizens of African descent, and it is appropriate that we recognize their important role in the cultural, civic, and commercial life of our city. And whereas on May 25th, 1963, representatives of 32 African nations convened a conference for the foundation of the Organization of African Unity, now known as the African Union, which is celebrated in various countries on the African continent. And whereas around the world, each year on May 25th, and whereas the city of Houston enjoys thriving relationships with many countries within the continent of Africa, and whereas May 25th, 2019 will mark the 56th anniversary of the creation of the Organization of the African Union, on May 23rd, 2019, Houstonians will come together to celebrate the presence of the African diaspora communities and emphasize Africa's positive cultural and economic impact on city, as well as raise awareness about the importance of intercultural dialogue, diversity, and inclusion. And whereas Houstonians are honored to commemorate this occasion and express best wishes for the prosperity and the success of African-born Houstonians in the years to come. Therefore, I, Sylvester Turner, Mayor of the City of Houston, hereby proudly proclaim May 23rd, 2019 as Africa Day in Houston, Texas.
Come in the front, take a step forward.
Marvin, put it right here.
It is my pleasure and honor to introduce to you the key executive responsible for connecting Houston to the world. He has led the effort to ensure that Houston has the only 2 airports in the Western Hemisphere with 2-star airports. Our special guest has been working closely with Mayor Turner and myself to specifically connect Africa to Houston. With that being said, I introduce to y'all Mario Diaz, the director of the Houston Airport System.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I can't tell you how very, very pleased I am to be able to join you on this very festive occasion. It's wonderful to be here. I can tell you that I want to talk to you about, first I want to thank Marvin, I want to thank Mazda for inviting me and helping to put this on. It's really a wonderful opportunity. But I want to talk to you about connection, or better said, I want to talk to you about reconnection. Because you see, at one time, Houston was connected to Africa, and we had not one but 2 very strong connections. We had a direct flight to Luanda, Angola, and we had a flight to Lagos, Nigeria. But over time, because of economy and other situations, those 2 flights, we had to stand down. And so I want to first make the case for why we need a connection and why the citizens need a connection. Just think about these facts. Number one, over 100,000 citizens of the greater Houston metropolitan area think of their origin, think of their roots as Africa. And they think about their family and think about friends, they think about culture, they think about doing business with Houston. They would want a direct flight. Just think about the trade. $7 billion a year in trade. If you talk about air service cargo, we're talking about 9,000 metric tons a year, over $500 million annually of trade. That's very important. And so with those 2, we then start to think about, well, how would we do this? What cities would we connect to or reconnect to? And what airlines we would use? Well, when you look at Africa, you look for strength in economy. And the first is Nigeria with Lagos, and second is South Africa with Johannesburg. And we have 3 wonderful airlines in Africa. Let me start off by saying it will not be United, and it ought not be Lufthansa. We're talking about Africa, it ought to be an African airline. And so when you think about African airlines, south of the Sahara, you're talking about Johannesburg and South African Airways. You're talking about Kenya Airways, Nairobi, and you're talking about Ethiopian Airlines out of Ethiopia. And we think that the best possibility is for Ethiopian Airlines. Why? because Ethiopian Airlines, by way of Lagos, would have the best route network connecting more cities in Africa than any of the other airlines. Number two is they're a 4-star airline to connect with a 4-star airport system like we have here in Houston. And finally, they're ready to fly. Now, we have some details. No question, we have some details we need to work out. We're working very closely with the Consul General of Nigeria. We're working with the ambassador, Nigerian ambassador to the United States, and we will be working with the new president and the new administration to make things happen. But they will. But I want to talk to you now about what we need to do, because when that flight starts, we need to support it. Now, I can tell you, I tell my staff every day, we have so many wonderful organizations in this city. If we could only learn to hunt as a pack. If we could say, you're in the lead, I'm on your right, he's on your left, someone's got your back. Let's go, let's do it, let's get it done. We can do this, not anyone by ourselves, but all of us together. And if you could think about it, this route, this flight, would be like a thread, with many more to follow. A thread that can be weaved into a rope that will bind, that will connect, and that will link us all, Houston to Africa. And so I say, let's take Africa Day to Africa. But first, we need that flight. And I hope you will support it, and I hope to see you on that inaugural flight to Lagos with connections to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Thank you.
Okay, I would like to invite our next speaker. His name is Kevin Folikasi, and he's the president of Ivory Coast Association in Houston for a brief remark.
Good evening. I'm very honored to have been asked to speak, not only as the president of my community, but if all the other African leaders that are present will allow me to speak on behalf of the leadership of our community. I would like to start by thanking Mayor Sylvester Turner. He has not only promised, but took the necessary step in order to bring Africa and Houston closer by opening all the different resources that are available at the mayor's office. This is the third time that we're getting together on this special day. I'm so happy and delighted to see all of you from North Africa, West Africa, South Africa, East Africa, all of us coming together with Texas. This is all because of all the actions and all the different decisions that you've made. Like recently, your support to the Texas West Africa Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Mayor, I don't think there's been any official in the city of Houston who have done what you've done for our community. Our people feel integrated. We feel that we have a voice, and you've opened the doors to the mayor's office, and we would like to thank you personally and on behalf of all the African leaders that I believe are sharing the same feeling that I share right now. But I could not finish my speech without thanking Mr. Mazda Denon, your advisor to African Affairs. Mazda has been to pretty much all the events of African communities, sharing the message that Mayor Sylvester Turner wants to bring his people to the table, to give them the chance to express themselves, to talk about their needs, but also, like I said, take advantage of all the great things that this city has to offer. We will not be here if it wasn't for this man, and I would like to thank him for everything that he has done. Mr. Mayor, the next step is for you to come and visit the motherland. You have a lot of battles to come, and trust me, we will be behind you, supporting you, because we will not forget everything that you've done for our communities. But I look forward to that day when you will land in Africa, go from all these other places, and for us to proudly present the mayor who brought Texas and Africa together. Thank you very much.
We have another special presentation by Mr. Tunde Fashuna, representing Wazobia African Market, the largest African store in the state of Texas, to give appreciation to Mayor Turner on behalf of the African community.
I'm doing fine. Now, let me just say, as this brother comes, because I was at the opening of the largest African grocery store in the state of Texas, and Wazobia, and it was a major, major, major opening. I could not be more proud of this brother and all of those affiliated, and there are more grocery stores that are coming. Amen. And I wish much, much success.
Amen. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Good evening, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the honorable members of the City Council, and Mayor Sylvester Turner. My name is Tunde Fashino, and on behalf of Wazobia African Market and the African community, we thank you for highlighting the contributions of our community and creating awareness to showcase the Africans in a positive light. We would like to present to you a special portrait curated by one of our young influencers to you. This portrait is a symbol of our deep gratitude of our community and continued support of the African community. We commend your efforts and pray that God continues to provide you with the strength to lead this great city. And we look forward to your re-election, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. We have another special presentation by Ms. Veronica, representing the African community. Ms. Veronica? You want me to hold that?
Yes, please.
My glasses.
Hello. Hello, everyone. I want to take this moment to thank you, our Mayor Sylvester Turner, for what you're doing in our city. And on behalf of Tanzanian people, I want to present to you a token of this gift, and we welcome you to Tanzania.
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Where do you want me to put it? Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much.
Where do you want me to put it? I'm going to give it to Joe.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, my sister.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You're welcome.
All right, guys. So now for a little entertainment. Next up is an award-winning drummer, songwriter, and producer who has performed on many international platforms across Africa, the United Kingdom, and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tosin Paul and Rhythm Africa for a traditional and Afrocentric drum performance.
her children sold into slavery, yet they emerge as the spice of every human advancement and civilization. You call her Africa. We call her Mother. So I am a child of Africa, a citizen of the Mother Earth, raised and crafted by reading, the essence of life. From the beats in our heart to the pulse in our vein, life operates on the sequence of reading. So don't lose the rhythm in the groove. Keep it simple, 1 and 2. Keep up reggae, jazz, or blues. Let it flow from inside of you. Afrocentric, when we are many, share the music for mommy and daddy. You can become whatever you want to be, for you have the rhythm inside of you.
was Tosin Paul and Rhythm Mafia. So now for our comical entertainment. This individual has appeared on MTV, Sway in the Morning Show, CBS radio, BuzzFeed, a writer for KPRC's Houston Sports Show, performed on the Tom Jordan Morning Show, and performed alongside Ruben Studdard, Slick Rick, Little Duval, Michael Blacksey, and Amanda Sears. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kenise 100K Nana to the stage.
We need the mic. We need the mic a little louder. We need the mic a little louder. Everybody put your hands together right now. Everybody, put your hands together. No, we need the mic a little loud. I want it loud, like when I'm talking to somebody, my cousin from Nigeria. I want it that loud of a conversation. Okay? All right, everybody, we here? How we doing? We looking good? Make some noise for yourselves. There we go. Real quick before I get started, as Marvin greatly introduced me, I appreciate that. I want to say something about the mayor real fast. All right, I don't know this guy personally, but I see him everywhere like he's my cousin. I went to Wazobia, the grocery store. He's there, taking pictures. I go to my friend's concert, Toby Wigwe. He's there. This guy has supported so many Nigerians. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've never heard of Africa Day until this man. I have never heard of that. He supports us. We have the #1 Nigerian population in the country, right? We should do this more often. We should have Africa Day spring and Africa Day fall. That's what we should have. He even told me he loves jollof rice. He told me that. He said Nigerian jollof rice, sorry Ghanese. So he loves it. Exactly. All my Nigerians, make some noise real fast. All my Nigerians. We looking good. We deep. We deep. We deep. This is like a Nigerian party. Cha-cha-cha, na Igbo kwenu. Okay? Okay, we here. We here. We're uniting Africa today, okay? We're uniting Africa today. We are united. I'm glad we came here and we started on time. I mean, technically we started 45 minutes late, but that's good for us, okay? You go to a Nigerian wedding, you show up at 6 o'clock. The janitor is opening the door. That's what it is. But we're here today. We're here today. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm Nigerian. My parents born and raised there. I know I'm Nigerian because my dad he's cheap. That's how I know I'm Nigerian. We'll spend on our car, but everything else after that, we're cheap. My dad literally left the dollar store to go to another dollar store across the street because they had better prices. It was 99 cents, right? Like, that's my dad, right? I know I'm African because we take education seriously. Watch this. All the Nigerian mothers, anybody who is a nurse, raise your hand real fast. Raise your hand. Raise your hand, exactly. Because that's what RN stands for, Registered Nigerian. That's what it is. I know I'm African because my dad doesn't talk to me. He just narrates. Dad, I'm finna go to the movies. So you're going to the movies like this? I know it. My dad takes education serious, okay? I know he does. I know he takes education serious. He cares about he got his bachelor's degree, master's degree. He only wears degree deodorant. That's all. When I walk, I want to smell like I graduated. That's my. There's only 4 things you can be when you're a Nigerian: doctor, engineer, lawyer, and failure. That's it. That's the only thing. You tell your parents you majoring in art, you're wasting your life, okay? Don't drop out of school. You drop out of school, anytime something goes wrong, they blame it on the fact that you didn't graduate. It could be raining outside. If you would have graduated, it would be a sunny day, okay? But no, your stupidity changed the weather, okay? Climate changed because you're a fool, okay? You didn't graduate. I go on Facebook, but do you face your books? No, you do not face your books. That's my dad right there. That's my dad right there. Like, he doesn't even call me. He doesn't even call me by my name. He calls me a color. I don't know some Africans, y'all know this. My dad would say, "You maroon." For those that don't know, maroon means moron. He just couldn't get the words out. I remember. My dad, he's a born-again Christian, just like every Nigerian in here. He asked him, yeah, I was born again. 12 years ago, I was born again. So, my dad's a born-again Christian, and when Africans pray over food, we don't just pray over the food. We got to pray about how the food was prepared as well. Bless the turkey, bless the stuffing, bless the corn, bless the water that sprinkled the corn, bless the butter that spread across the corn, bless the cow, water cow, because it carried the corn, it had the corn's back. When it was a small corn to a big corn, bless the soil and so on, without it no corn. Bless my Kroger card, I got a discount on the corn. That is how we do it. We don't play around. Ladies and gentlemen, I knew my dad didn't play around, but my dad had a rubric when it came to grades. Hold on, folks. Hold on. Please. That's how you call. That's how you. Uncle. All right, look. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna end it like this. I do want to say something so bad. Uncle. He look like the African James Bond. Y'all look at him right there with the rod. Never mind. Look, listen, back up here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I ain't gonna do it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm here to do today. I want to unite us, right? Because where else will we be here besides Africa Day? Where else will we gather all these vendors and have all this food from every country in Africa? You go ask your friends, they think Africa is one country itself. You know what I'm saying? But we have all these cultures in here, and we're all united tonight. And we came here on time to all, I'll put it this way. We came here to celebrate our culture, and I appreciate you guys for coming out. I'm gonna leave with this. I don't talk to my dad on the phone no more. Ladies, y'all probably understand this. You ever spoke to somebody you haven't spoke to in a long time? And they remind you exactly why you haven't spoke to them in a long time? That's my dad. We could be talking about the news. Dad, this guy was accused of second-degree murder. My dad would say, at least he has a second degree in something. You know how they'll fuss and nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kenise Nana. Y'all can follow me on social media at Kenise Nana. I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you. And we can't forget to vote for you this fall, all right?
All right, everyone. So I want to thank everyone for coming out today, for making this event very special, the 3rd annual Africa Day. Please give it up for yourselves. Specifically, I want to thank the Mayor's Office of Trade and International Affairs, the Africa Day host committee, the sponsors and the vendors for your dedication and commitment to making this event a successful one. We also want to say, we want to invite everyone to stay here to eat, to drink, enjoy the music by DJ Rizzo, who's about to come on and play. But also, we want to close off and finish it up by an up-and-coming rapper from Burkina Faso. His name is Danny D. Danny D.
Hi everyone, my name is Danny D. I'm from Burkina Faso. We speak French, so you're gonna forgive me if my English is not on point, okay? So, bonsoir. Yeah, there you go. I want to start by just saying shout out to the mayor. There's a little story. I was working at a hotel, and there was an event. The mayor was invited, so you know, he was coming, security, one call here, one call, you know, and we didn't even see him go in, right? But when they were leaving, there was security, they were escorting the mayor, and he had to stop and just say hi to every employee. He had to shake our hands, and from that day on, I knew this man was genuinely a nice person. Thank you, Mayor. God bless you. Give it up for yourself, please. Thank you. DJ Rizzo, we can go. Yeah. Let's talk about hope. la main. Je suis troué, aucun soirée, toujours pas de balmain. Mais je veux plus attendre, j'arrive plus à me calmer. J'ai 26 ans, je suis un adulte avec des rêves de gamin. Donc je suis parti, maintenant je suis parti. Mon empire, je m'en vais partir pour m'en retracer, je vais partir. Ils veulent me stopper dans ma lancée. J'ai plus vraiment le choix, je dois avancer. Avancer, avancer, il faut avancer. Avancer, avancer, toujours avancer. Ne jamais s'arrêter, faut continuer d'avancer. Avancer, 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 il faut avancer. So yeah, we all African. Shout out to all the Africans here in Houston, Texas. Let's do something. You ready? Because this one was so slow. I want y'all to go with me. Je suis africain, c'est dans mes gènes. Je suis fier d'être moi et ça les gêne. Je suis moi aussi, je suis Sarma, je suis Wolof, je suis pété, je suis bandit, mon frère, je suis un indigène. Nasa Dambo, Namdi, indigène. Sombo, l'homme passe, ça comme Tom, y'a indigène. Tom Kami, Tom Kata, Bafi. Tom Haya, Talam, Kara, Souri, Nila, Africain. Africain, everybody, Africain. Africain, dans ce ton, y'a Africain. Let's go! Africain, yeah, Africain. Africain, dans ce ton, y'a Africain. Final shot. Ready, shout out to all my ladies, this is for you. Yeah. You can hear the beat. You wanna move, huh? Yeah. Let's go. Let's go all together. You know? Yeah. J'suis monté quand le décidé qu'ils font les chimentés. Pimenté, elle a la sauce et les pimentés. J'suis monté quand le décidé qu'ils font les chimentés. Pimenté, elle a la sauce et les pimentés. Elle est pimentée, elle a la sauce et les pimentés. Elle est pimentée, elle a la sauce et les pimentés. Elle est pimentée, elle a la sauce et les pimentés. Je monte quand c'est pas de vitesse. Elle bouge encore avec finesse. T'as bien du bled. DS comme Guinness, ma vraie c'est kiffé comme la cause d'une tigresse. J'ai les Congolais, c'est beauté, ma beauté. Toi c'est son but, moi sa beauté, ma beauté. J'ai toutes les pancartes en main pour la beauté. Ouais, j'suis plein au sens comme ma l'école d'à côté. Quand 2, 2, 6, on est les plus écoutés. C'était au top, mais ça s'est plus dégoûté. On s'est plein de temps, on laisse la nuit de côté. Bientôt le label, on boxera à côté. Ce soir on s'éclate, on fait pas les penseurs. Charmant, on lève, on train de prendre l'ascenseur. Depuis le village, j'ai des tendances, j'ai collé la petite école 57. Entrez-les-moi, j'ai pas qui mentait. Elle a la sauce, elle est pimentée. C'est naturel, pas de pigmenté. Ouais, le décidé qui on est chimenté. Entrez-les-moi, j'ai pas qui mentait. Elle a la sauce, elle est pimentée. C'est naturel, pas de pigmenté. Ouais, le décidé qui on est chimenté. Chimenté, quand le décidé qui on est chimenté. Pimenté, elle a la sauce, elle est pimentée. Chimenté, quand le décidé qui on est chimenté. Pimenté, elle a la sauce, elle est pimentée. Elle est pimentée, elle a la sauce, elle est pimentée. Pimentée, elle a la sauce, elle est pimentée. Elle est pimentée, elle a la sauce, elle est pimentée. Elle est pimentée, elle a la sauce, elle est pimentée. Thank you everyone. If you like it, please put your hands together for me. Thank you.
Cause our land is honey, all the future money. And see Akijima. No, Asilali. See Atandi Mali. They want it, yo. They need it, man. We have it, yes. Let the world come and taste this beautiful land. They want it, oh. They need it, yeah. We have it, let the world come and taste this beautiful land now.
back at it, and we're at the 3rd annual Africa Day in Houston, Texas at City Hall. I'm joined with Marvin Agumagu. Did I say it right?
You said it well. Yes, you did. Yes.
So how do you feel? This is the 3rd one, and I think this has been the best one and the most packed.
Really? Oh, man. You know, that means a lot coming for us. You know, we started it 3 years ago, and just to see it grow each year is truly a blessing and a success, really for the city of Houston and also for the mayor as well. Yeah.
So as part of the host committee, what did it take to make this one even greater than last year? Because I know we gave ourselves a challenge last year that we want to make this one bigger and better.
Yeah.
So give us some insight in some of the things y'all had to do.
Yeah, so the biggest thing, number one, is that we created a host committee. You know, so it's not just the people that are in the mayor's office. We also connected with other African communities around the city of Houston so we can bring everybody together so that we can have a more broad representation of all the African countries. So that was the main thing, you know, so everybody came together, we made it diverse, and tonight is really about celebrating the African unity within the city of Houston, so that's why we're here.
And you also work for the city of Houston. Tell us a little bit more about what you do.
That's correct. I work for the city of Houston in the airport system. I'm executive staff analyst to the executive director, Mario Diaz, and what we do is pretty much connect Houston to the rest of the world. We travel all around the world just to get all these other airlines from different countries in order to come in and to hopefully bring flights to Houston.
Direct flights, right?
Direct flights. You know, Houston has over 200 non-stop direct flights, and we're trying to get more. And it's all about connecting Africa to Houston. A lot of people neglect Africa, but not the city of Houston. We're trying to connect Africa and Houston together. So I'm really instrumental in that role with the city.
Well, I mean, this has been exciting. Like, I'm so impressed by the turnout tonight, like completely, because this is like at least 3 times from last year, don't you think?
It's way bigger, way better. And then wait till next year, because next year is going to be even bigger.
We're going to be on the mall next year, right?
We're going to be outside on the mall next year. And we're actually going to turn it into a festival, have it on Saturday, and then do it early and invite more people to come out, more food, more vendors, more entertainment, more performance. Everything's going to be way more next year.
Well, I'm going to hold you to that challenge as we held you to the challenge last year and y'all met up to it.
Yeah, and I thank you so much for your interview. Hey, Afrocentric, this is the way to go.
Thank you.
Awesome. It was an awesome privilege to be here.
So is this your first time performing for Africa Day?
Yeah, this is my first time, but this is my second time attending the Africa Day.
So what do you think? This year was bigger and better, correct?
Yeah, bigger and better. And of course, we have food from across different African countries, and I think it's nice.
Okay. Tell us a little bit more about what you do, because I see you are dressed, decked out, and you have a little friend with you right here. So tell us a little bit more about what you do.
Okay, so my name is Tosin Paul, and I represent Redeem Africa. We tell the African story, the African evolution from our pain, our success, our story that is reflected through our culture, our beliefs, and that's what we export to the world. And we do that by telling the African story with drums and singing and dancing.
Cool, cool, cool. I know everyone enjoyed it because I could hear like everyone screaming, and then you had you have dancers too? Because I just saw people, I didn't know if people came from the audience and just started dancing or you had dancers. Tell some more.
Well, we had surprise dances, but it was all good.
So that was impromptu?
Yeah, it was on the spot, and that was really good.
Okay, so you're gonna play something for me? Yeah. Don't y'all? I know y'all want to hear him just a little bit, just a little taste. And you're gonna see. No, you don't need your whole team. just a couple of beats right here. Well, you guys, that's just a taste of what we had today at Africa Day, and there were so many other acts. We want to thank Tosin Paul for coming out, talking with us at Afrocentric. How did you feel about today? What do you think?
Yeah, it was great. Africans coming together to build unity, to speak about how we can make things better back home, and I'm glad to be here.
Now, who was your favorite act? Because I know we had several different acts and several different performances. What was your favorite one?
The mayor speaking about his love for Africa was really positive, and I think like beyond the rhetoric, he believes in Africa, and then he believes in the progress of Africans here in the diaspora and back at home.
Now, is this your first time attending Africa Day?
Yes, it is.
And would you be back next year?
Hopefully, yes.
Okay, well, thank you so much. So I know you were here last year because we just talked about it. How do you feel, or how do you grade the difference between last year and this year?
You can see, everybody can see it. It gets better. This is like the third edition. And from what the mayor is saying, especially since it's going for re-election and stuff and everything, everywhere is getting better. And, more people are coming out. There's more diversity. There's more entertainment. And there's more purpose to the whole Africa Day thing. Yeah, it's good. Better.
So did you bring any friends with you this time?
I always bring friends. But I think they're there somewhere and everything. And I'm just, touching by to say hi because I remembered you from last year. And, it was good to, see you guys doing your thing. And you guys are getting better in what you're doing as well. And hopefully we can do something together going forward.
Sure, we're down.
Most definitely. So,
but yeah.
That's it.
What was your favorite performance today? Because we had actually way more performances than we did last time. Don't you?
I was going to laugh because somebody came and whispered, to my ear like, Wizkid is here, and I was like, oh, okay, no, don't try it. Wizkid can be here definitely. But I think there's a French guy that performed. I didn't get his name, and then the African cultural thing as well. The whole drums and everything was wonderful. It was good. It was better. I think last year we did a whole lot of traditional things and stuff. This year was more cultural as well. So it's, like you said, it gets better every year. Definitely. I'm looking forward to next year as well.
Hey everyone, this is Lawrence from Ghana, one of our guests today at Africa Day. How are you?
Pretty good. I'm having fun over here.
Yeah. So is this your first time?
This is actually my third time. I've never missed it since they started this show. Yes.
Okay, so you can talk about the growth. Yes. How has this event grown?
It has grown leap and bounds, and I hope that it will continue to grow as much as it has right now. When we started, people were kind of shy about coming to African events, but now it's a gig in town. If you don't show up, you miss out.
Exactly. So what was your favorite performance today?
The guy that danced, the guy with the white and black face and that beautiful ladies that were dancing with him was very beautiful. It's real authentic African art and dance. Yes, that was very beautiful.
Yeah. So if you were to describe this event with one word, what would that be?
Remarkable.
Yeah.
Yes. Awesome.
So I can guarantee that you will be back next year?
As long as this continues and as long as I continue to live in Houston, yes, I will be part of it.
Remind me.
African Public Affairs Committee.
The African Public Affairs Committee. There's a lot going on today. We're having too much fun. But yes, what did you think about Africa Day?
Oh, well, it was very well organized. Shout out to Linda Anukwem and the rest of the team at the City of Houston, Mazda Denon, Chris Holson, and Marvin. They've done a phenomenal job in highlighting the culture of Africans here in the City of Houston.
Yes.
Such a vibrant culture that was displayed here today. So yes, very great.
So tell me a little bit more about what you've been up to, because I know this lady's been doing great things in this city and in this country. Come on, give us a little bit more about what's been going on.
Thank you. We've launched recently the African Public Affairs Committee, which is an organization aimed at safeguarding the interests of the African community at large. So we talk about immigration, healthcare, economic development. So we use the tools that we've acquired in the nonprofit sector to kind of join and advocate on these issues for the African community. So it's been a long time coming for this to happen.
Yes. So when did this organization start? Was it this year, or have you all had it in the works?
So it's been in the works for quite a few years now. We actualized it this year. We've had our second meeting this past week, and we are launching two initiatives. One, a citywide African immigration fair, which is going to occur on July 20th. We're still working on the details, but we want to offer free immigration services for our community. And then the other initiative is Africans Vote. which is an initiative to engage the community in the voting mechanism and ensuring that everybody is registered to vote ahead of 2020 elections. So
that is greatly needed because a lot of times people who have migrated to this country, some of them do not vote, even though they became citizens. They're like, well, it doesn't concern me. So this initiative is really going to make an impact. I really agree.
Yes, I believe so. The African community is very large, and I think we have the opportunity here to really do something with that population. So I'm really excited.
So thank you so much for joining me again. This woman is doing great things. You all need to follow her. Stay tuned. NECA is doing great things. Hello, everyone, and we're here with the man of the hour, Mayor Sylvester Turner at Africa Day 2019. How are you?
I'm excited. It's Africa Day 2019. This is the third, and it gets bigger and better every single year. I'm looking forward to Africa Day 2020.
Yes. And you know what's funny is that last year we issued a challenge that this one would be greater, and I say it by far met the expectations. What do you think?
We have exceeded the challenge, and look, and we're going to say that next year will be even bigger.
Yeah, we're going to be on the mall next
year, look, right? It's going to be big, big, big. But it should be.
Yes.
It really should be. This is the most diverse city, and we're paying tribute and celebrating the rich history, the culture, the connection between Houston and Africa. And quite frankly, I wouldn't be who I am, being an African American, if we don't have the biggest and the best. So and it's not just when we talk about Africa, we're talking about many different countries, about 58. And so, and a lot of people are right here in the city of Houston. We want to celebrate that richness that exists here.
Yeah. So this year, I know that there was a host committee, which I guess just totally changed the landscape. What part did you play in making sure that everything got together? I know you played a huge role.
Well, you know, it's taken almost a year to kind of pull things together. We have a dynamic host committee. They all played very well together. But I want to give a lot of credit to Master Denon, you know, from Benin. He's on my staff. I just got to give a lot of credit to that African brother. He travels with me all over the globe. I rely on him very heavily. He helped to put together the group. Marvin from Nigeria, also on my staff, working at the airport system. Those two brothers, they came together. They reached out. Because you can't do it, it's not a one person or two person. I want to thank the media. I want to thank people like yourself, okay? I want to give a lot of credit. And so it just takes all of us working together. When we work together, we can do some powerful things.
Oh yes, and we're going to do some great things. I know your re-election is coming up, and I know the African community is behind you, supporting you.
Thank you.
And on Afrocentric, I want you to point at the camera and say, Afrocentric is the place to be.
Afrocentric is the place to be.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Everyone, hi, this is Christiana again, and I'm here joined with Kavachi from The Art of Fufu. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Great, great, great. Now, this young lady's been doing great things. She's talking about you have an event coming up. I don't want to spoil it, but go ahead and let us know.
So we are doing another event that's focused around fufu. Stay tuned for the details, and it's going to be a delicious event.
Now, what do you think about Africa Day 2019?
I'm actually happy that we finally have created a voice within Houston. We've been present since the 70s, so to actually have a day where it's dedicated to fufu and dedicated to just the West African culture, I'm here for it.
Yeah. So now, do you have a vendor booth set up? Not this year?
Not this year, but definitely in the near future.
Cool, cool, cool. So now, tell us a little bit more about the Art of Fufu, because for those of you that haven't seen her, because she has been on our station before, but I want her to explain a little bit more about it.
So The Art of Fufu is a book that we are producing that's coming out next year. We highlight all the West African countries that have fufu. We kind of break it down to people of this is how you eat fufu, this is how you make it, and why it's an art.
Wow, wow. So is there a website we can go to, or are you on Instagram, Facebook?
So you can go to theartoffufu.com, and then we also have our Instagram, it's The Art of Fufu.
Oh, sorry. Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great.
Good?
I'm amazing.
Okay. All right, we're about to start. And we are live at Africa Day 2019, and I'm joined by Ophili. How are you?
I'm great. I'm amazing. I'm very excited to be here. I'm honored, and this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me. So yeah, I'm great.
Great. So what did you think about today's event?
Today was beautiful. The fact that the mayor sees Africa as a point of contact in Houston is very amazing. The reason I'm here, the painting everybody is taking pictures around was done by me. I painted the mayor, so I'm grateful that he saw it. So my price has gone up from 1 million to 3 million, but we thank God. I was commissioned by Wazobia Market to do it, and I'm grateful and I'm honored that I got that opportunity.
Well, wow, that is an amazing opportunity. So what's been up with you? What's next for you?
Oh, wow, a lot of things. Usually I do my monthly paint party classes that are famous as hell. And watch out, I can't say too much, but November, something is coming to Houston that has never been done before.
Okay. So next year, because you weren't here last year, because I remember because I was
Yeah. This is my first time here. This is my first time at this
So
event.
next year, you promise to come?
Next year, I will be hosting the event. I said it here.
Oh, okay.
They don't know yet, but they've paid me.
So you heard it live. Next year, Ophili's going to be hosting the event.
I'll be hosting the event. Watch out.
So, is this your first Africa Day?
No, this is now the third year in a row that Mayor Sylvester Turner.
No, I'm saying, is this your first?
No, as a president.
No, have you been to Africa Day before?
Of course,
Okay.
yes. So that's what I was saying. You know, this has been the third year, and every year we've been here, we've seen how this event has grown, and of course all the tribute to the mayor's office, and of course to Mayor Sylvester Turner and all his organization. This is a great event, and we're really happy to contribute to bring all of African community together here, and I'm really happy, and as part of the African diaspora, I'm really proud of what just happened today.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit more about your association. What are some of the community events that you all have been doing?
So we've done a lot, right? So the Association of Ivorian, we really decided to put an emphasis on member development, professional and academic development. So we've done a lot of events to bring the mayors opportunities, things like the Office of Business Opportunities to encourage entrepreneurship. We've done, of course, a lot of social events. We've worked together with the mayor's office when we had Hurricane Harvey to provide support to our people. Children development, women empowerment, all different things that are touching our community and making sure that people that are coming here not only feel welcome, but they feel like they have the support. And through AIT Houston, our association, they're able to take full advantage of all the different programs that are available to our community.
Wow, that is amazing. It is amazing. So we know that we're going to see you back again next year for Africa Day 2020.
Of course, we will be part of the growth. We will accompany this movement, this fervor of bringing all African community together, and I just pray that the Lord continue to bless us.
Guys,
we're good tonight. How are you?
Good. So you all are vendors tonight at Africa Day. Is this your first time at Africa Day?
It is our first time at Africa Day. This is our first year, so we're really excited to bring you guys a specialty cocktail from Kenya. It's called the Dawa. Dawa is Swahili for medicine. So it's limes, brown sugar, vodka, and then a honey stick so you can start and sip and enjoy the Dawa cocktail.
Wow. So tell me, how did you guys get involved? Who contacted you?
Actually, my husband knows Marvin from high school.
Oh, wow.
So we actually saw him at the Toby Nwigwe concert in April, and it was really fast. It happened really fast. So he actually asked us to come and be a part of this big event. And of course, like my husband was like, yes, let's do it. And I was like, yes, let's do it. So here we are, and the rest is history.
Oh, wow. So what did you think of everything tonight?
It's really nice.
It's beautiful, man. We're just happy to be here and be a part of it, like celebrating culture and celebrating, the roots. That's what we want to do. So we're glad to offer what we do and just be a part of this. It's just an amazing experience. We're so grateful.
So I know y'all are going to be back next year, right?
Oh, most definitely. Bigger and better, because, this for the first year, it's overwhelming, but it's so beautiful. Everybody and everything is just beautiful. So, of course, we'll be back next year.
So now tell me a little bit about Pour Me Perfection?
Okay, so Pour Me Perfection was established in 2014. I myself was a bartender. I've been bartending, graduated from Prairie View, and just was like, I need something to do that's different. So I've been bartending for a little bit, and then I was a serial bartender. I worked for different staffing agencies. I was with my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, and I said, you know what, we can do this on our own. Yes. So with his finance background and his research and development background, my bartending and my account management, we kind of just ran with it. Started it, and it's been 5 years in service, and we're just excited about where it's going next.
Houston, Austin, Dallas, and San Antonio. We service every area, every location. There's not an event we can't do. Obviously, fundraisers, city events, anything that anybody needs, we can take care of it for them.
So do you have a phone number where we can contact you?
Yes.
We do, 323-271-9906 and 832-472-3245. We're also on Instagram and Facebook at Pour Me Perfection. Pour, like pouring a drink, me, perfection.
Oh, I thank you so much, Christiana. Yo, man, I just came out here to have a good time. It's great to have the mayor spread a light on the African community here in Houston, Texas. So I enjoyed myself, and I wanted to help everybody enjoy themselves and you know, bring some lightheartedness to the night.
So what do you think about this event? Because, you know, usually the African community has not been getting, you know, the best type of publicity in the years past, but we're seeing a move and seeing a change that people are embracing Africa. So what do you think about how the city of Houston has done that?
All right, I'm going to tell you a quick story why I love the mayor, and it's going to be real quick. You know, before the mayor came in, you hear about, oh, all Nigerians do is fraud, all Africans do is fraud. When the mayor came, I ain't hear none of that. So that's why I love him. He's protecting our image, and not only that, he's showing, it's not that he's protecting us and hiding something. He's more so showing the light of what we do great.
Exactly.
And that's one thing I love. So, you know, like I said, I ran into him at the Wazobia grocery store. I was buying some groceries for my mom. I saw him there. I go to a concert for Toby Wigwe. He was there. Like, everywhere I go, I see this guy, and that's why I was like, yo, this is my cousin. I've never heard of Africa Day before this mayor. So we really do appreciate him, and we got to keep him in office because he takes his time out to actually go and reach the public. He in the streets. He out here, you know, so we appreciate him. Most definitely.
So what's been going on with you? Tell us a little bit more of the things you've been up to.
Oh, man. Hey, yo, guys, you can follow me on social media at Kanice100K. That's Kanice100K, CANICE100K. Now, what's going on with me in the future, I'm doing a web series, so y'all should be seeing that out. I got a major following, so people want me to go on tour, so I'm going to be headlining the tour this fall, so Houston will be the last stop, so look for me somewhere around the October area, and we're going to definitely do something big for you guys.
Great, thank you so much. What do you think about this wonderful event?
I mean, I think this is beautiful. This is something that reflects to who we are as African. We came together on one day, and it doesn't matter you are from West Africa, you are from Central Africa, East Africa, or South Africa. We are here together to celebrate Africa, and we are proud to share this beautiful day together as a one people. And yes, I'm so proud of it.
So tell me, Liz, a little bit more about the West African Chamber of Commerce.
The West Africa Chamber of Commerce is a beautiful and a newly Chamber of Commerce that is formed, and we were able to have the mayor of the city of Houston at the official launch. We had elected official, Congressman Al Green, Sheila Jackson Lee, and also some great ambassadors from Washington, mandated by African countries, to come here. They came here and celebrate the official launch with us. So basically, the chamber main role is to empower the economic development of West African diaspora here in Houston, but in the United States in general. But we are going to increase the bilateral and economic development between the West African countries and the United States, because long before, West Africans, most of them were colonized by France, and they've been doing business with the French. So we want to change that dynamic by increasing the business relationship between West Africa and the United States. And guess what? We are going to organize some economic forum, and we hope that your stations will be helping us to push the information out, and we are visiting you guys soon.
Oh, yes, most definitely, most definitely. Tell me, what do you think? This is a wonderful event. What do you think?
Well, it's a very wonderful event. I think this event should continue year in, year out, so that Africans should have that awareness and know that they need to come together as a family and build a stronger Africa.
Now, is this your first year?
Actually, this is my first year, and I'm so impressed. I'm sure I'm going to spread the message wherever I can so that Africans should know what is going on here.
Yeah. So tell me, what was your favorite act, your favorite performance tonight?
Actually, I saw some African dance after some very long time that I've not seen. I was happy to see again live. You know, when we live over there, at times we miss some dances, we miss some culture. When we come together like this, it helps us to bring the culture back.
Now, did you taste any of the food? Like, have you been to the vendors yet?
I did. It was wonderful.
So who was your favorite?
Actually, I ate a bit of everyone. Well, some was from Côte d'Ivoire, some from Nigeria, especially the jollof rice, the fried rice was good.
So those are Nigerian meals. So that was your favorite?
Actually, because I'm from Cameroon, we almost have the same meal like Nigeria, so I did enjoy it.
Well, thank you so much. It was nice talking to you.
So my name is Abubakar Lugay, and do I need to introduce myself now?
Oh yeah, where are you from?
I'm from Burkina Faso, West Africa. So I'm here as the Vice President of Texas West Africa Chamber of Commerce. So this being an Africa Day, it was an imperative for us to come and expose Africa and share the culture with a lot of Americans that came out tonight and learn about our culture in general. Yeah. So it's been a big pleasure.
So what do you think about this event?
I think these are the types of events that needs to be encouraged, not only in Houston, but almost anywhere in African diaspora, because it helps us present our culture and what do we have to present to bring to the rest of the world. So it's a very encouraging event. I thank so much the organizer, Mazda Dinon, who is the head, the leader of this event. And we look forward to more of that to come to the city of Houston.
Yes, yes. So this is your first year, correct?
This is my second participation.
Oh, really?
And the enthusiasm this year is even stronger than my first year, which was last year. Last year was great, but I think this year is even much better. And my hope is that next year, we get to enjoy it even much greater.
Yes.
And you can see it's almost 7:30 past, and yet the crowd is still here. That symbolizes that we are rooted for this community here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much. I want you to do me one favor. You're going to look in the camera and say Afrocentric is the place to be, and then after that you're going to say I am Afrocentric.
What is that?
Afrocentric is the place to be, and then you're going to say I am Afrocentric.
Okay. All right. So I wanted to let everybody know Afrocentric is the place to meet, and I am Afrocenter.
Africa Day would not be Africa Day without delicious food, okay? So I'm here with Christie's Catering. These are the lovely ladies from Christie Catering. Okay, I need one of you to please explain to me each one of these dishes, and we may do a taste test. Okay, so we're gonna start here. What is this? Samosas? Samosas, yes. Samosas. Okay, so let's fix me a taste test plate as we go through. And then what is this?
African donuts.
African donuts.
And then here we have rice cakes.
Rice cakes.
And a veggie fritter.
Okay, veggie fritters. And what's this?
This is
Catrice. And what goes in there?
There's a meat and potato.
Oh, meat and potatoes? Okay. And then? Oh, wait, I have a samosa. And then, are those just donuts?
These are karamati.
Oh, wait.
They're karamati. And they are, yeah, the karamati.
So we're going to do a taste test here. Now, I don't eat meat, so I'm going to eat around the other one. And what country is this from?
Tanzania.
Tanzania?
Yes, it's from Tanzania.
Okay, you're going to help me. Come on. Okay, so let's start with this samosa. This has meat in it too?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to eat around it.
We had another one here
that was veggie?
Had meat in it, but everybody ate them all.
Oh, the crust is good. It's good. Number one. And this is a donut, right?
Yeah, this is the best.
Oh, this is good too.
These are the best.
Which one's the best? Oh, the one with sugar? I know. Oh, this is good though. It's like a donut hole. It's really good. And this is a veggie fritter? Okay. as you all know that I'm kind of vegetarian-ish. So we're gonna try this one. Okay, and this is a winner. No, this is really good. Okay, you wanna pack this home for me? And it's spicy. Okay, does anybody know the recipe? Okay, go ahead.
There's a chickpea and there's a vegetable inside. It's kind of like onion. I put onion. I put carrots. I put cilantro. I put a lot of vegetable actually.
Okay. Very good. Okay, so you're going to tell me a little bit more about your business and how people can contact you if they want to hire you for catering.
Oh, yeah. My business is called Christ Catering, and right now I use just to do catering. I want to just to open the restaurant later. So even if somebody want to just to contact me, there's a there's a flyer and there's a business card right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Christie's Catering. The number is 281-662-9763. Yes, and it says it right here on the bottom. Wonderful food from Tanzania. Thank you, ladies.
Fine.
So what did you think about this event?
Oh, the event is wonderful, fantastic, and we realize that it's going to showcase African culture and African continuities and African cooperation, and it's doing excellently, and we really appreciate that.
So what was your favorite performance of the evening?
If I tell you my favorite is this, I can tell you generally most of the performance today is wonderful, but most of this is when they showcase the African culture in United States of America. That tell us that they appreciate us, they cherish us, and they know that we are part of the system in United States of America.
Live at 2019 Africa Day, it's been a wonderful, wonderful presentation. And I'm here with one of my lovely, lovely friends. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm Joanne Wogu. This event was amazing. I don't know if you made it last year to 2018. It was beautiful, but this was even better this year. It was an amazing experience. The mayor does a wonderful job doing this. I just love the way that we express our culture, how we represent Africa. It's beautiful.
So, if you could describe tonight's event in one word, what would that be?
Fantastic, amazing.
That was two great words. So you got to tell your friends next year, right?
Absolutely, they have to be in attendance as always. I won't miss it.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I'm here with Double the Beauty with these twins. Okay, introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Wadioga Okongu.
My name is Wanda Okongu.
And together we're
the Oyili Sisters.
So you all are, I want to crown you guys best dressed of Africa Day because this is lovely, beautiful. Is this your first time coming?
This is our first time this year. We got invited this year. We've heard about it so much, and when we got invited, we were like, we definitely have to come because, you know, we're Nigerian and we have our own business called Oyili Sisters, and we have to represent for our business as well as for Nigeria.
So tell me about it. What was your favorite performance tonight?
It had to be the first people that went. I think they did great, and they definitely exuded what Nigeria, what Africa stands for.
You don't have to because I'm sure.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. But yeah, I really enjoyed this event. It was a great way to bring awareness to those people that are not familiar with the African culture, and also to allow people that are from Africa express what they're about and what the traditions are and the cultures and customs of
and to learn more about your own culture too. It's a great eye-opener, and just to see how prominent Africa is and how we basically reflect the Black Americans here as well as the African Americans here. We're all one family and we all came together to celebrate.
So I gotta ask you, because they asked this on the red carpet, who are you all wearing? Because this is wonderful.
Well, this is our design, but it was put together by Tem. So Oyili Sisters, we design our own clothing, and then Tem is a great seamstress who puts our clothing together. So we will be making our own clothing in the future, so look out for us.
Well, thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. Now, last year we talked about how this year was going to be better, greater, and what do you think?
I think it's better. We have more crowd, we have more vendors. Everything is more lit up, and we're more prepared.
Yeah, you ran out of food already? Because I didn't even get to taste food this time.
No, actually we had too much.
Really?
I'm telling you, we had too much. Like 7 o'clock, we had to put out the to-go boxes for people to start packing. We had too much food.
Oh, wow.
We're expecting a huge turnout this year. So I think next year should be better.
Oh, yes, most definitely.
Yes.
So tell us where to find Wazobia again.
Okay, now we have 2 locations now. This time last year, it was Wazobia only on Westheimer. Now this year, we have 2 branches. One is in Wilcrest and Beechnut. That's the second one. It is bigger, it is better, it is more affordable. You know, you come into an African store and you feel like, okay, wow, this is an African store? Yes, that's the second one. The first one is the old one that we all know and we all have come to love, is the one on Westheimer. It's at 16203 Westheimer Road, Houston, Texas, 77082. And the one at Beechnut is 10828C, Beechnut Street, Houston, Texas, 77072.
Thank you so much for joining us again.
Thank you for having me.
Hello, everyone. We are at the closing of the 2019 Africa Day in Houston, Texas, and I am joined by
Inyake.
And she is the wonderful, beautiful artist that painted these wonderful and beautiful paintings. Tell us a little bit more about each one.
Okay, so the first one you're seeing right here is called Mes Ancêtres, my ancestors. So this has to do, this is related to my late grandmother. That really inspired me. It has to do with a modern lady who is walking along, that's with the spirits of her ancestors throughout life. And then I have a few symbols that has to do with her culture. I'm originally from Cameroon. So we are known, it's an agriculture, it's really known for its green, rich forestation. So I have a few pieces here that represent her and represents my grandmother because she was a farmer. Yeah.
And this painting.
So this one is actually called In Living Color, and this is a symbol of the Cameroon flag itself. So I know the flag is normally green, red, yellow. Green, which has to do with forestation, vegetation, the red, unity, and then the yellow for the sun and the savanna. I had to do something that relating to it in particular. You can see the blue.
It's beautiful.
It has to do with the ocean because I was born in the Southwest. I grew up there and I definitely wanted to include that so that I can bring out the story behind it. These 3 faces represent each of the patterns of the flag itself.
So is there any other place where your art is being displayed at?
So this is my first exhibition. I have many other arts I've done, and I'm starting to get on Instagram so that I can get people's attention to what I'm doing. And in every painting, I'm doing my best to make sure that I bring a story behind it, not just to make it look attractive, but for people to be able to relate to what exactly I'm trying to portray out.
Thank you so much.
I'm good, and you?
Great, great. So as we talked last year, what did we do? We gave ourselves a challenge, and I think you all over-exceeded the expectation.
Well, we definitely wanted to fix some things that happened last year so it can take us in a more growing direction, because next year we want to turn this more so into a festival that would be in front of City Hall. So this was a testing year.
Well, don't be so modest. Honestly, everyone was really, really impressed. I've spoken to a lot of people today, and I mean, you all did a wonderful job. Wonderful.
Uh-oh. So I get to tell Mazda and Marvin they did good.
So let's talk more about you, because she is one of the hosts and the organizers of the Nigerian Cultural Parade, and that happens every year, and that's getting bigger and better every year as well. What's some of the things we're looking forward for that?
Well, I think the most impressive thing that we're going to introduce at the parade this year is the masquerades. You saw 2 of them being displayed at Africa Day today, and that's just to...
Like a taste?
Yeah, give a taste of what's coming. Like, we're really trying... Yes, today is Africa Day, but we're really trying to do Niger Takeover.
Yeah.
The City Hall will be promoting the parade starting in August with the masquerades displaying in the lobby area. So people are going to constantly see Niger. And so hopefully with the parade, we can grow it through our community, you know, with the different cultural organizations and tribes. But I think this year we definitely you're gonna
we're going to expand. Thanks to Wazobia, we're able to add a kid zone.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I'm trying to think what else. I think everything else should be a surprise.
So what do you think now that I feel like our community, the African diaspora, is making an impact, especially in this city, and you're even starting to see cultural impacts on television. I don't know if you heard about the new show that's coming on.
Comedy show?
Yes.
Bob meets Abiola?
Yes.
You know, when I saw it, I was like, yes. You know, because I feel that the more I see Nigeria making some type of presence on any platform, it helps the other who is promoting something.
Yes.
So I was saying yes, because good, this is going to help with the parade, like, oh, Nigeria. Because when people start constantly seeing it, it becomes something normal.
Exactly.
Just like now, Spanish is normal. Eating a taco is normal. We're going to take over with food, too. Go ahead.
That jollof, right? We can decide which one is the best.
Nigerian, of course.
Well, thank you, Linda. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I am joined by my good friend and also co-host and, what should I say, teammate on the Afrocentric family, Mr. Kola, host of My Community. How are you?
Thank you. I'm well, thanks.
So, this is your first Africa Day?
It is, unfortunately.
Unfortunately?
Yeah, because it's been going on the last 2 or 3 years, something, but, you know, I'm always away. But, you know, this year I told them already on the show that I will be here, and I'm here, so.
Yes. So tell us a little bit more about My Community. If you haven't checked it out, it airs on this station, Afrocentric.
Well, My Community is a show that focuses on Africans in diaspora. We talk about the good things they're doing here in Houston. It's a local Houston show. But, you know, we extend it, of course, to all the way to the United States. And our focus is basically Africans doing great things, you know, because the media always portray Africans as fraudulent or, you know, just bring us in a dirty light and all of that. So we're trying to change the narratives. We're trying to bring Africa into the light where we shed more light on the good things to do. And, you know, and we bring people on to talk about what they do, and we educate, of course, Africans, and not just Nigerians, but Africans as a whole. We educate our people, let them understand what's going on, what the situation is in America, and how they can cope and manage the situation.
So what's up next on My Community?
Well, we have so much coming up, a whole lot of stuff coming up. I mean, we on our health segment, we're trying to focus on things that are viral, like on a weekly basis. We talk about those, and we talk about health issues. On sports, of course, we do those. I mean, you know, the Nations Cup is coming up, and so we probably will be hosting Nations Cup here in Houston also. We're talking to a channel called BN. BN is talking to us about doing stuff with them. On entertainment, you know, that's a gossip segment on My Community. We just talk about, you know, what's happening in the entertainment industry. And generally, we just trying to educate people. But, you know, coming up on Afrocentric before the year runs out, we hope to bring in more people, bring in more businesses to the light so Americans can see that Africans are doing great stuff here in Houston.
So when are you going to have me on the show?
Christiana, it's home for you, girl. Come on. That's home for you, man. Anytime
you haven't invited me as a guest. Yes, it needs to be an official invite.
I'm going to email you tonight.
Okay.
I'm going to text you, send you WhatsApp. What's next? Facebook you, and IG you.
Okay.
That's on DM, everything,
Okay,
girl.
everything. Thank you, Kola.
It's a pleasure.
Check out My Community on Afrocentric.
Thank you.
We are with the organizer himself, Mr. Mazda, put this whole event together, Africa Day 2019, and it's been extraordinary. How has this experience been for you?
Well, you can tell, right? You can tell we have, the house is packed, right? So, I mean, you can tell how I'm so happy, I'm so excited that we have all those, not only African community leaders, but people that aren't even from Africa, but they came to enjoy Africa Day. So, yes, all I can say, I'm happy, very happy, yeah.
So what does it take to put together an event of this magnitude?
You know, we Africans, you know, we like party, right? So whenever there's a party, you can count on us, right? So it doesn't take anything. And this year, what we have done is we have a host committee, right? And then they come from all African regions. Well, meaning South Africa, West Africa, Central Africa, North Africa, right? We have all those people coming together and put this event together. And this is the first time we have done it, and we done it because Mayor Turner last year he said we need to do this bigger and bigger and bigger and better. So, and then that's why we say, you know what? How can we make this even better, right? And then we put together the host committee, and then we got the job done.
I know, and you really got the job done. Everyone I talked to was complimenting you. Like, I mean, everyone from the mayor to even guests that knew that you put this together, everyone was talking about you. And I got to commend you myself for, putting this
and
together.
let me give a shout out to Afrocentric. You guys are just, phenomenal, right? And we'll count on you next year because it will be even bigger.
Yes.
It won't be here, but that's a secret. I'll keep it to myself. But next year, it will be even bigger. And so thank you to Afrocentric. You guys just amazing. So thank you so much for coming. And then we hope to see you guys next year.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap. We've had a great time today at Africa Day 2019. It's greater, better, bigger, wonderful. We've learned so much about the continent of Africa, and we spoke to a plethora amount of guests. Stay tuned for next year, Africa Day 2020.